The world is ruled by the sacred Trinity of God, as creator, preserver, and destroyer. Just as this Holy Trinity determines our very existence, we see examples of other trinities in everyday life as well. For example, the power of Kundalini Yoga is based on three nadis: Surya Nadi, Chandra Nadi, and Sushumna Nadi. Our time on this earth is divided into the past, present, and future timelines. Leaves on forest trees sprout in the spring, bloom in the summer, and fall in the winter. Each day is divided into morning, midday, and night. When we look to the sky, we see three celestial bodies: the sun, the moon, and the stars. And finally, society is divided into the rich, the poor, and the middle class. In this manner, we can also discern three distinct stages in the life cycle of a country. We see the country's birth when it gains its freedom from oppression and achieves independence. The next 30 years is marked by great progress as the excitement of autonomy propels the citizenry rapidly upwards. Once prosperity is achieved, the next 30 years is often a display of the country's economic and military might. This is followed by 3 decades of global importance on the world stage, which finally leads to the next 30 years of an inevitable decline that is mired in war or economic depression. After this sharp downturn, the citizenry again gears up to lift themselves out of the trauma of the preceding 3 decades, and the cycle repeats itself. What can we learn from this? Swamiji points out that when things are going well, egos often inflate, which results in a loss of objectivity, and then to conflicts between people. What people don't realize when they embark on ego-fueled fights is that time continues to tick away. The caterpillar spends its life in the mud, content with its simple appearance and existence. But when its metamorphosis into a butterfly is complete, it spreads its magnificent wings and flies well beyond the small area of mud it spent its earlier life in. However, the time it spends in this beautiful stage is limited, as it also marks its inevitable end of life. Similarly, when we are wealthy and our lives are at their peak, we lose our sense of caution and overspeed on the road of life, not realizing that our life continues to tick away in the background. Therefore, to ensure that we properly value our precious time on this earth, God sends us a message at regular intervals. A human being's life experiences a distinct change at ages 40, 60, and 80. Just like the old wall clocks used to chime at the passing of every hour, so too does God send us an alert to warn us that our time on this earth is not infinite. The transit of Saturn through the Earth's horoscope is one such powerful warning signal from God. Saturn is a slow-moving planet, which passes through each astrological house over a period of 2.5 years. During its gradual transit, it affects the 5 elements, which in turn has profound effects on the earth and the minds of every human being. This is further amplified when Makara and Kumbha have Saturn aspecting in its own house in houses 3, 7, 10, and 11. This will result in natural calamities like floods, fires, earthquakes, and wars between nations, which will all begin with increasing intensity in November 2024 until September 2025. Wars have steadily amplified over the millennia, as our fighting prowess has increased from fist fighting to sword fighting to gunfighting, and finally to fighting with bombs. We are in the latter stage, which has the potential to wreak incredible destruction on the earth. Swamiji is therefore trying to bring awareness to people, particularly those wielding authority, to make efforts to understand that prosperity and power do not have to result in rivalries between nations that ultimately spiral downwards into conflict. Instead of building so many rockets that are blasted off into space, undermining the Earth's crust, why don't we come together collectively to solve problems right here on our planet? Rich or poor, the distinction is simply a creation of the mind, once the basic necessities of food, water, and shelter are met. Instead of being stuck in the endless cycle of the trinity of a beginning, a middle, and an end, it is finally time for mankind to use awareness to prevent global conflicts for the sake of our present and the future of our children.